All right, so here we are. It is Sunday, and I am still at this hotel, and I have to ride home so I can get the charger for my laptop and get some videos going. So here we go. So right now, my bike is in the car, and I got to put the battery in. I got my battery in my backpack, and the ride I think is about 5 miles to my house and then 5 miles back. Ready to roll. I've been putting this ride off since yesterday morning. I've been planning on doing this. I just in that mental state you get in when you're staying in a hotel and you don't have anything planned, nothing figured out. You've got like financial concerns. So it's like, I'm just exhausted. But last night I slept for 8.5 hours, which is amazing. So anyway, we're gonna get the bike out of the car. Oh, yeah, damn. Pain in the ass. So one of my keys has a bunch of mud on it. All right, there's that. All right, let's get this beast back on the road, bro. Hey-ya. This is probably the second time that I've done this with this bike. And it's not that difficult, but it's just not something I particularly enjoy doing. I'm pretty lazy. I would like to get a very, very small, more manageable folding bike for situations like this. But what sucks is I'm gonna have to do this again. I don't know what I'm gonna do about the car. I just scraped it so bad up on the roof. It's only about a 2-inch section. Somehow what happened is when my kids went to get in the car, I had my bike laying down. They pushed it forward and it wedged it in between the roof and the trunk. Okay, so hopefully the camera is not too crooked. Let me lock the car. All right, let's go. Yeah, I wish I could just keep my bike in the hotel room, but I don't think you're allowed to do that. So we're going to start off here on Katella. Text my wife. So this will be pretty, I don't know what this ride is going to be like. I'm just not, like I said, I'm in shorts and flip-flops, and I'm in a, I don't know how to describe my mood. I guess just kind of like still trying to adjust to the inconvenience of living in hotels. And, you know, just how like the regular everyday dynamics of life, you know, are challenging at times. But then you add this into it, and it's like, I guess it's the future of this is a little daunting because the kids are going back to school on Tuesday. So we're just gonna have to figure out a way to overcome this. I prefer doing this kind of stuff at night. I don't like running errands. It's probably about 12:30 or 1 in the afternoon, and this is like probably my least preferable time to ride. So I would say between 8 in the morning to like 2:30 or 3 in the afternoon, which seems like that would be the best time to ride because it's not as busy. It's actually my least favorite time to ride. And it's pretty hot. I don't have any money to give this guy. I usually have cash on me, but I don't have any money. So we're just kind of cruising sidewalk mode. We still got to go. So we just went under the 5 freeway. We still have to go under the 57. I can cut over to Orangewood anytime. But I think just having a Katella themed ride is kind of nice. So my plan as of right now is just to take Katella all the way down to Tustin Avenue, and then we'll take Tustin over to my house, and then come back the same way. Pretty nice though, actually. Doesn't feel too bad. I'll start getting my groove here shortly. Let's get out in the street. So we're coming up to the Anaheim Stadium. You might be able to see the A in the distance. Got my lights on my bike, so I'm having to ride over in these shadows. Got my reflective gear on. I think that even helps in the daytime. intersection right here, State College and Katella. So this whole section right now coming up is a little busy. So we've got to stay on our toes here. But after we get past the 57, it should be pretty low key. Here we go. It's gotta start waking up and being smart about my decisions here. I want to be able to fit this video into one video, so the trip there and the trip back. So if I stay on the sidewalk, it might take too long. I just imagine crashing on this bike with shorts on and flip-flops, no gloves. It's just a little, whatever. Just take it easy. Yeehaw. So I didn't ride my bike at all yesterday. I had one whole day where I didn't ride my bike. It's pretty gnarly. Not very common. Alright, I got people getting on the freeway, both directions. So these are the people I gotta watch out for. Just gonna cruise over here. Oh yeah. It doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal, but it is a pretty sketched out area. Unless you're on the sidewalk. Even on the sidewalk, it's kind of difficult. We got a pretty strong wind, strong headwind. The road is terrible. That doesn't help. We're going over the Santa Ana River right now. So this mission is straight up for the channel right now. This is for so I can get some videos published. I published 2 old ones that, in my opinion, were kind of controversial videos in a way. The first one was just like a look into where my mind was at 7 months ago with the channel, you know, and I talked a lot about monetization and reviewing e-bikes, and it was just kind of a weird video, not controversial, but just like, I don't know, I guess, yeah, I was just in a tough place at that time. I still am, and nothing's changed from that day, you know, nothing's changed from that point on. I haven't added anything new to the channel. I have a lot more subscribers than I did back then. I think I probably had like 300 subscribers back then. You know, so it's definitely, channel's gotten bigger. But you know, at that time I was hoping that the channel would be something like that I could use, so I don't have to get a second job, you know. Like I figure if once I start running ads, you know, I might be able to generate a few $100s a month to help us out. It's tough for everybody right now. I just don't want to be away from the kids, so if I could kill two birds with one stone, that would be pretty awesome. I don't know. I could do the membership thing. My wife keeps pushing me to. She thinks I should have, which I do have memberships, but I don't really have any videos for the memberships because I just publish everything. But like I talked about in the past, when I did make membership videos, like I got a negative comment about it, and it kind of just like threw me off, you know. Somebody said, you know, like, why would you charge somebody to watch you ride your bike to work? But that's not what it was really about. Because I publish just regular videos anyway, like, yeah, I'm gonna publish a video pretty much every day on the channel, and then so like if I had memberships, it's under the understanding, you know, but like I've just always had the state of mind where it's like I don't want to ask the viewers, you know what I mean, like for anything. I just want you guys to watch my videos and not feel like it's like everybody, like your whole life, like everybody's asking for, people are asking for stuff, you know, like everywhere you turn. And it's like for YouTube, it's like it's better to have a place you can go to and watch these videos and not have it, you know, have a safe space where you don't have to worry about somebody like hitting you up for something, you know. That's kind of how I feel about it. And then, you know, if there's some types of people that like to support stuff like that, you know, there's supporters out there, and I feel like if they're out there, they'll inquire, you know what I mean? You can give them you can have that structure there. Wait. And then if they feel compelled to do that, then they're gonna know that it's there. But to try to, like, I don't know, it's kind of weird. So let's see how long this video is already. Only 15 minutes, so that's pretty good. We might be able to take it a little more chill now that we passed all the crazy spots. We can just take a nice little sidewalk cruise on Katella. So we should be to point B probably in about 15 minutes at this speed. I got so much stuff in my pockets, I don't know why I didn't put it in my backpack. Yeah, and then the other video, the second video I didn't publish in the past, that one's from 3 months ago. because I was just like, I was going off on the UFO stuff. And some of the things I was talking about in that video, like, it's just off the top of my head, and I didn't have my facts completely constructed and cohesive and coherent. I didn't really have a message. I was just kind of thinking about it. And then some of what I called that group Skywatch, it's not Skywatch, it's actually Skywatcher. So right now they're doing, we had a massive roof leak in our house, and they fixed the roof, but there's, we were being exposed to mold in our house. We didn't know it. I mean, once we saw the signs of it, of course, then we knew it, but prior to that, we didn't know. We have reported the roof leak multiple times over a long stretch of time, and they didn't do anything about it. So that's why we're in this situation right now. So we're under a new property manager who's a lot better. They're way more legit. But you know, they have to get it mitigated as soon as possible, you know, because it's so dangerous. And so that's why, like, they couldn't wait till after Memorial Day weekend. But it being Memorial Day weekend put a huge, massive financial burden on us because of how expensive everything is right now out here in Orange County. Like, for hotels, you're going to pay twice as much money to stay in a hotel as you would normally. And then obviously the availability. So you have to take what you can get, or otherwise you're not going to have a place to stay. So it put a lot of stress on us. And you know, you don't want to convey that to these people, like, so we didn't. We figured we'd be all right, which we are, but not for very much longer. So they're going to refund our rent for May on Tuesday, but then the burden of that is, like, even though I've been banking with Bank of America for I don't know how many years, a long time, right? But I seem to think the last time I tried to cash like a big check or deposit a big check, you don't get those funds, don't become available right away. So we want to be able to book a hotel on Tuesday night. This hotel's done on Monday, on tomorrow. So then we've got to, okay, where are we going to stay tomorrow night? I don't want to, like, spend all my money on another hotel, and then you got, like, then if that check doesn't cash, then you don't have anything, you know? And I don't want to use credit cards. So yeah, dude, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So, but Tuesday, like, let's say Tuesday, we get the refund check. Like, Bank of America won't just cash it. They won't just, like that would be ideal. You just put the money in, then you have those funds available, then you can book an extended stay for a couple weeks and you're good to go. Or Airbnb or whatever. I don't think that's gonna happen, man. So that check's got to clear, and how many days is it going to take to clear? That's just not going to work, man. So then the other alternative is so ideally we would just, if that was the case, like if you deposit the check and the funds aren't going to be available, then you could cash the check, and they should just give you $3,000, and then I could turn around and deposit it. But I don't know, man. I don't know if they let you do that. And then you can, I guess, I don't know where the check's gonna be from. So is the check gonna, like, you could go to that bank and you should be able to access the funds. But I just don't think they do that these days. So then the other alternative is you go through, well, like a check cashing place, which I've never done. So there, I think you can go to check cashing places for people that don't like have bank accounts or something. I don't know. But they charge a percentage, so they're probably going to charge at least 1%, which isn't that bad, but it's just lame. You know, we're just having to do this Memorial Day weekend hotel stay. We just threw away so much goddamn money. It's insane, man. Right. So anyway, not that you guys want to know all that, but I guess it's good to have a little idea of what's going on. This is a mission, you know, to get a charger, to get you guys something to watch, and a little glimpse into the chaos of my life, which, yeah, there's a lot more. But I want to keep, my morale is fine, you know what I mean? Like, I feel good, I feel fortunate. Like, we stayed in a nice spot, and like the memories, you know, what I always go back to is like the memories, right? So there's 5 of us, you know, and we're all in this together. We're all healthy, and we all have a lot of love. And then you got, this experience is going to always be part of our lives. You know, my kids are going to always remember that time we stayed in had a staycation at the Garden Walk in Anaheim. And last week we stayed at another hotel by Disneyland, which was a nice one. That was the Residence Inn, and got to watch Paint the Night and, you know, walk to Disneyland. That was awesome. Yeah, they've been going swimming. We've been, we've gone out to eat a couple times, and we've also, went and got groceries. So we're making sandwiches, and the kids are wrestling around, and we've been going to the gym and playing around at the gym, things like that. So, going out on night walks, you know, to the Garden Walk, like that was, I do not trust palm fronds ever. Avoid them at all costs. I've gotten flats from palm fronds before. We both did the same thing. That's hilarious. I'm gonna go run over to my local store and get a Monster. And then we'll go by the house. So we've been riding for 30 minutes. So I'll probably we'll stop filming up at the freeway, and then I'll restart on the way back down, and then that'll still give us. We're only filming in 2K. I find that 2K 30 frames is good enough. I don't think it's necessary to have 4K unless you're just in a specific environment that's like this is an urban environment. Like I don't think in this situation it looks any better in 4K. I think if we were walking and doing like more closer detail, you know, like looking at artwork or you know, something like that, maybe so, I don't know. So this is like, obviously I know that I'm not supposed to be riding on the sidewalk, especially on the opposite side. But we're like media, you know what I mean? You know how media journalists get special, they get special treatment, you know? So that's us. You know, they can do things that, get away with things that most people can't do. So we're documenting, you know, we're not just, we have purpose. Get our Monster. All right, so we got 30 minutes down on this video. Actually, it's more than 30 minutes because I have a few minutes of me walking around and talking, so we're at like 35 minutes. All right, I'll catch up with you guys shortly. No time loss for you guys. Sunday. I don't know, do you guys feel weird on Sundays? Sundays always seem so weird to me. It used to be way worse in my hometown that I used to live in. You go out on Sundays and it's so dead. Like you don't see anybody. It just has that, I guess, that daunting feeling of knowing the next day you're going back to work, you know, or you're going back to school. And like really the only, if you have that type of toxic thinking, it's not toxic thinking, but it's just the way it is, you know. It depends on how you view life and every day, you know. If your day is like, your work week is horrible, and then you have Friday night is awesome, and then Saturday is awesome, but then Sunday you can't even enjoy Sunday because you're too worried about Monday. That's kind of how my kids are, but I try to like not make them feel that way. You got to feel like every day is a blessing, and if it's not, then how do you make it feel that way? How do you make Sunday not feel so ugly, you know? I don't know, but Sunday it's always trying to creep up on me, Sunday, and tries to stir like this kind of lonely foreboding. I don't know what it is, but like at least in Orange County, that's what I love about Orange County. Sundays still feel, for the most part, like it's the weekend. You know, there's so much going on. People are out, so many activities. The parks are full, downtowns are full. There's enough people to where, like, yeah, it's still on. You know, we're still rocking. But the trick is, how do you feel like that every day? And that's what the blessing of this e-bike channel is for me, and this riding this e-bike to work. It's like you're taking that normal struggle of life and that work week and setting aside 2 hours to do something for yourself and for other people, you know, make a video, do something creative. That's the thing. As long as you're doing, I think in order to feel fulfilled, people need to be doing something creative, whether it's making a video, going out on a bike ride, art, music, going for walks. You have to, I think it's our, I think if we're not creating or learning, I think that stagnation is when things start creeping in. Anyway, I'll be back. All right. Hell yeah. All right, here we go. This should look familiar. So hopefully, hopefully this video is not too boring. I don't think it will be. If you are watching it now and you want to fast forward it to something cooler, it's probably going to be like, once I get back on Katella, there's always a lot to look at. They're doing so much construction over by the, starting at the Honda Center. It's pretty chaotic, actually. Getting past, like, there's easier ways for me to go than Katella, for sure, but it's just not as let's go this way. There's not as much to see, you know. If we just go, like, we could take Orangewood pretty far. Yeah, we could take Walnut and Orangewood, and it'd be less hectic. But I felt like, so I was gonna publish the ride from Friday, but I feel like it's too much time's passed since that video. So my ride there from Friday, I was gonna do that one. But I figured, well, if I just hit Katella again, this ride will be a little more refreshing, just because, you know, 3/4 of the ride from Friday was all familiar territory, whereas this ride, probably 2/3 of it is going to be footage that I normally don't get, which is the ride here on Katella, and then the ride back once we get to Katella. So it's only this small section that's repetitive. And if you're familiar, I could definitely ride in the street on Tustin, but if you're familiar with Orange, City of Orange and Tustin Street, you would easily be able to defend my motives right now for riding on the sidewalk. You can't really get angry with daydreaming pedestrians because we're in their territory. You could send it over this curb right here, that parking or that sidewalk. Man, if we had an awesome bike, we'd be launching off that thing. We could take Collins. Just a second, phone call. Okay, are we filming? Let's make sure we're filming here. Yeah, we're filming. So hopefully there's enough battery to make this whole ride, you know. Cruise through here, slow as possible, and we'll jump out. I mean, you can see how treacherous. Let me jump out in the street. You can see how treacherous it is right here. We'll go ahead and ride on Tustin. There's a lot of room right here. This isn't too bad. So the speed limit on this street, I don't know what it is. It's probably 40. $35, 40. We got cars that do that, they don't stop. So let's go. Let's go this way. Jump in this turn lane. Actually, you know what? We're not. We're gonna jump over here.
Wait.
I don't want to be on that inside lane. So normally I would just ride on this sidewalk right here. So this intersection, Tustin and Katella, the one back there, Tustin and Collins, massive accidents here on a pretty regular basis. So yeah, I slept better last night than I've slept in a long time. So The previous night I slept with my oldest son, who moves around quite a bit on the bed, which is fine. So I didn't get much sleep, and then I was like, oh shit, what was that? I hope that was something I ran over. I gotta check my pockets. Yeah, I'm gonna transfer all this stuff out of my pockets into my backpack, I think. But yeah, I folded out the bed, the couch bed, or whatever it's called. And man, was so comfortable. The mattress was so soft, and with the sounds of sirens and traffic, I was like, man, this is great. So what do we have? What am I missing? I have my phone, my AirPods, my knife. I guess I'm still good. I don't have a wallet. Let's just keep rolling. A lot of wind. Man, it's so windy. I know you can't see the trees moving, but there's definitely a massive headwind right now. I got my wind blocker on, so hopefully that's helping. Let's hit the sidewalk. Hell yeah, this guy's got the skullet, dude. Hell yeah. There's no way to ride right here. Cars park in the street. There's barely enough room for a car to make it through. Wait. So hopefully we can catch this whole video. Close. Police. Right. jump out in the street here in a few minutes. I just don't have the skills in my flip-flops. Here's that light. So this light you can't see. It looks green enough. Let's see what's coming up. Yeah, let's jump out. We'll see how the cop feels about me riding in the street. 40 miles an hour, so you can bet cars are going 50. My friend drives a car just like this, and he lives over here. I wonder if this is him. Let me see. Oh, no, it's not. Let's get this. All right. All right, now this is where it gets fun. Car Fox. Oh my God, my phone's ringing again. God dang it. Let me stop. Jeez, this is the third time. So I got a call from my wife, and then from she wanted a Crunch bar, and then I got off the phone with her, and then my oldest son called. He wants a Snickers bar, and then my middle son called, and he wants something. He doesn't know yet, but they just wanted to make sure I didn't go to the store yet. It's funny. This is where it gets exciting. Not sure what that was about. So if you go to Huntington Beach, man, there's e-bikes everywhere, and there's absolutely no rules. Just like on the sidewalks, in the street, going the opposite way, just total chaos. Now, this is the part I like. Look at all this construction. What they're building. It's like they're probably building houses, like apartments or condos or something. So this is where I got kind of jacked up the other day, because this is that 57 freeway, right? So, but when I was riding here on the way to home from work, it was during rush hour. Right now, we're just gonna have to hope that Yeah, I went on the sidewalk last time, but I don't feel like the sidewalk was very safe. So we're just gonna stick right here in the middle of the lane, and I don't know if anybody's turning right here, but we're gonna see if we can go. Just gonna go. Such a strong headwind. This is as fast as I can go. I'm only able to go about 25. Ah, this is nice though. I love it. I love it. I don't ride over here very much, so this is all kind of new terrain. God damn, this wind. This is when you need a really fast bike. These people aren't turning. You guys turning? I don't know. Go, bike, go. Shit. Come on, wind horse. A bunch of cars behind me. Hopefully they're brave. All right, one more freeway. So fun. Woo. Let's get out here, bruh. It's when you need a 40-mile-an-hour bike. There's a lot of stuff to explore over here. All right, let's get across this bastard here. So these guys are turning, there's nobody else coming. I think we can go, let's go. We want to try to use this light to our advantage so we beat the people that are getting onto the freeway, but I don't think I can beat them. Let's see. All right, this is the sketch zone, my friends. So, if I stay right here, I should be okay, but really I'm not, because are people gonna see me right here? But using the crosswalks right here is worse because the cars are hauling ass turning. And even if they have a red light and they see it's clear, they're gonna turn onto Disney Way or the freeway. and just smoke you. So if I stay right here, it should be all right. We're gonna have to be all right. But we're almost done, so just gotta survive this. We're good. All right. I've got my light on. Woo! All right, now we can get. Now we need to get to the right. All right, so that's it. That is it. Sketch Zone 2025. And there's our home, the Hampton. Anaheim Boulevard, y'all. This is where it all begins. Good job, Wind Horse. All right, my friends. Well, hopefully you find this video entertaining. I feel like way better than I felt when I left. When I left, I felt like I was kind of worried that this would feel like a, you know, more of like a burdensome ride, you know, but it turned out to be awesome. Feels good to be in the mix. Had this panic moment thinking about that piece of metal that fell and thinking, oh my God, what if that was the car keys? Wish they had e-bike parking at this hotel.